The lockdown has affected our people, especially on income. When COVID came in, people were stopped from traveling, people were stopped from gathering in markets, people were stopped from parties and all that. So all the time was spent on garden caring. So a lot of food has been produced during this COVID period. Unfortunately, this food is consumed by the families alone.
During Corona, they said no moving, and they said no bringing people together. And this was a countrywide directive from our president. So we couldn't move. We started thinking. We started brainstorming, what can we do? What else can we do? We said, we have these farms. Why don't we improve these farms so that we have each of us, and we make these farms more productive, and then we go into adding value addition, to see that we get the most out of this. So I contacted a friend of mine, and I asked them to teach me how to make yogurt. I remember that time we started with 5 liters per week. The biggest challenge we got was the clients. Remember, movement was restricted. So we could not sell the yogurt by driving to supermarkets or anything like that. Even in the supermarkets, they themselves, the products were getting rotten.
By the time of coronavirus outbreak, our sales had shot 21 millions. Unfortunately, when coronavirus broke out from 19th, we could not make any sales. Our biggest market, which takes about 51% of our income, are schools, parents, canteens, VDs, churches. We tried to get into supermarkets, but the consumption was very, very low. We also tried to boost the online, Jumia online, but our products have not moved. We came in with a new product of sanitizer, really to see how we can fit into coronavirus. The product which now responds more to coronavirus.
COVID has affected us so much because we have a market around, so we used to cut our bananas, take to market, sell and get money. But when COVID came in, since actually March, we have never gone to market. We only see people coming here and maybe buying a bunch at a go. Previously, we were selling a bunch at 10,000, 15,000, but now we are selling at 4,000, 5,000. So economically, on the side of banana growing, it has affected us so much. Then on the side of coffee, we are still waiting because we have not yet harvested. The season for coffee is not yet here. It will be in November and beginning of November and December and January. That's when we shall harvest. But we are also anticipating some challenges because we hear that, as you are aware, our coffee is exported outside. And since there have been a cut in transporting our coffee from outside, we expect also the prices to be lower than last year.
Of course, the challenges of access to markets, markets were closed down. The issue of mobility was also a challenge to many of these MSMEs, but majority of them faced really the issue of finance, viable finance, to be able to plow back into their businesses. So majority of the MSMEs that we are working with are operating really near shutdown point. They are facing the challenge of lack of policies which are not tailored towards addressing their specific challenge problems. For example, the issue of prices. You saw people hike prices when COVID came, and yet at farm level, farmers were getting next to nothing.
The government should help us find markets for our food, even during the COVID period, because food is there. COVID has not stopped any food, but COVID has affected our markets. We depend on local markets, but the local markets were closed, and we don't have places where to sell food.
If the government maybe would come around and help us to add value on our produce, maybe if they could provide cheap machinery to process these bananas so that we can add value on them, it would help us. On the coffee, if we would get some coffee hullers probably so that we process our coffee here, because we normally sell it when it is still this coffee with husks. But if maybe we could get some machines, we process the coffee, we sell, maybe they call it kase, it would fetch some good money. But for us, we sell it just in its raw process, in its raw form, and therefore get very little money.
So in this recovery period, Ministry of Trade is key, Ministry of Tourism is key, agriculture is key. So we need to put more money in the productive sector.
By focusing, for example, supporting these informal saving groups at the local government level, at the sub-county level, at the village level, at the parish level, this is one way through which you can support members, MSMEs, to, as long as you have the terms that help you in doing that. Then too, the SME associations are also important. It is important that we also support SME associations like the Uganda Small Scale Industry Association to be able to reach out to as many MSMEs who are not members as possible to increase on their membership.